Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype if anyone is connecting on Skype. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, you are connecting to from wherever you are. What are different types of gazing? What are different types of gazing? There are three types of gazing. First is at open, clear sky. When you are gazing at open, clear sky. The other is when you are gazing at the photograph of an enlightened one, or looking at a candle or any light. The third is gazing at the darkness. These are the three types of gazing. The technique of gazing is not concerned with the object. Whatever be the object, that is not important. It is concerned with gazing itself, because when you are without blinking, your eyes become focused, and the nature of the mind is to remain unfocused, constantly moving. If you are really gazing, not moving at all, the mind is bound to be in a great difficulty. Mind is like a monkey that keeps on jumping from one object to the other. The nature of the mind is to move from one object to another. This process continues like a monkey jumping from one branch of the tree to the another. This is the nature of the mind. So gazing is important. You have to understand what gazing is. The object is not important. If you are gazing at the open, clear sky, or the photograph of an awakened one, or your own image in a mirror, or that of your spouse, these objects are not important. The nature of the mind, you have to understand, is constantly to move from one object to another, constantly. If you are gazing at darkness or at light or at something else, if you are really gazing, the movement of the mind stops. Because if the mind goes on moving, you will not be able to gaze. You will go on missing the object. You will go on missing the object. So object is not relevant. It is relevant that the movement of the mind. So mind, and then I'll continue what happens. When the mind has moved somewhere else, you will forget that you are supposed to gaze. You will not be able to remember what you was looking at. The open sky, the object will be there physically, but you had disappeared because you are not there. You have moved with the thoughts, riding the thought waves of the mind. Gazing or tratak or whatsoever you can call it is means not allowing your consciousness to move. Right now you are guided by the movement of the mind through the process of thoughts. Gazing means you are not allowing your consciousness to move. And when you are not allowing your mind to move, you are not allowing the mind to move. In the beginning, it struggles. It struggles hard as it could. But if you go on practicing the process of gazing, by and by, mind stops struggling. For certain moments, it stops. And when the mind stops, there is a state of no mind, no thought, no movement, and thinking disappears. You cannot blink your eyes because thinking means movement, moving from one thought to another. It is a continuous process that goes on. If you look at the video, that while I am speaking, very rarely you will find the eyes blink. It is like a state of gazing. That means the mind is not moving from one thought to another. When the movement of the mind stops, it is the consciousness that is playing. If you gaze constantly at one thing, fully aware and alert, because you can gaze through the dead eyes. When you go on blinking your only eyes, dead eyes, not looking at, just with dead man's eyes, you can look. Mind will be moving. That will not be of any help. Gazing means not only your eyes, but your total mind focused. Mind is focused through the eyes. So normally eyes move, and its eyes are fixed, but the mind continues to move. So whatsoever be the object, if it is the light, it is okay. If you do like darkness, it is good. Whatsoever be the object, it is irrelevant. The question is to stop the mind completely in your gaze, through your gaze. In your gaze, the mind completely stops. There is no movement of the thoughts. Mind moves only through the thoughts. Sometimes thought move in a chain. One thought comes connected to the other. If in your gaze, the question is to stop the mind completely in your gaze, to focus it, so the inner movement, the fighting, and all that stops. The inner wavering stops. You are simply looking at, not doing anything. That deep looking will change you completely. It will become a meditation. That is why Tratak meditation is emphasized. You can use your finger and keep on looking at it. The object, as I said, is not important. The focus is on stopping the free movement of the mind through the process of thought. And it is good if you try it. But remember that your eyes and your consciousness do not meet in the focus. You must be really looking through the eyes. You must not be absent there for any moment. Your presence is needed, total presence. Then, when you are totally present, then thinking begins to disappear. Because thinking is impossible. There is only one change. You may become unconscious, you may fall asleep. Even with the eyes open, it is possible that you can fall asleep. Then your gaze will become stony. So gaze should be alive. If you continue to gaze, the eyes become tired and then it becomes stony, you feel sleepy. In the beginning, the first trouble will be that you will be looking at, but you are not present there. You are looking at. That means the eyes have become stony. A dead man, like a dead man's eyes. His eyes are gazing because there is no movement. But he is not there because the consciousness is not there. This is the first barrier, or your mind will move, your eyes will be fixed, your mind will be moving, there will be no meeting between the eyes and the mind. This will be the first difficulty. You have to be aware that thoughts are not moving. This is the first difficulty. If you win over this, the second difficulty will be that gazing with no movement, you will fall asleep. So the first difficulty is you are gazing, your eyes are fixed, but mind will move. Eyes will be fixed and your mind will be moving, and there is no connection, meeting between the two. This is the first difficulty. And if somehow or the other you get over this difficulty, then the second comes in, that gazing with no movement. When there is no movement, there is every possibility that you can fall asleep. This is the problem that people have experienced and mentioned. You will move into a state of auto-hypnosis. You will be hypnotized by yourself. That is why gazing is very delicate process. That is natural, because your mind knows only two things: either the constant movement or sleep. The mind knows only two states naturally: constant movements, that is thinking, or falling into a sleep. Meditation is the third possibility or third state, when you are constantly aware, you are not falling asleep, there is no movement of thoughts, thoughts have ceased, and you have not fallen asleep, because these are the two states of the mind. Either You are constantly thinking and your thoughts are, you are riding the thoughts and moving away from there. It is like you take a horse ride and you have gone somewhere, or it falls asleep. When thoughts have ceased and there is no sleepiness, that state is the transcendence, and that state is meditation. So meditation is that state when you are not moving with the thoughts. In the beginning, the thoughts will be there, but you are not moving with the thoughts. And also, you are not fallen asleep. Your eyes can be deceptive. You can auto-hypnotize yourself. Your eyes are not moving, but the thoughts are continuing. The third state of meditation means that mind is as silent as a deep sleep and as alert and as aware as in thinking. In thinking, when you have to form the sentences, you have to make sure that whatsoever you are speaking is making sense and others can understand. There is no haziness, there is no clouds floating. So that is a state of alertness. And in sleep, so it is the state that means your mind is as silent as in deep sleep and as alert as in the process of thinking. Both these are present there. Both these states. There is silence, there is stillness, as if you are in deep sleep. Because during the state of deep sleep, there is no thought. That's why the state of deep sleep relaxes you. But there is lack of awareness. Although the deep sleep relaxes you, but there is no alertness. The thoughts are floating. You are alert and awake as in thinking. When you are speaking to someone, your focus is on whatsoever it is, so you cannot focus on more than one thing. You are doing one thing, the focus is there. Your focus is not multi-consciousness. You cannot focus on more than one thing. That's why it is said, focus on one thing. But a state comes that you can focus on several things. Many times during the state of meditation session, the individual sessions that take place in my business place, because that is the time when I am available. So I am speaking to someone during the meditation session that is taking place. Same time a customer comes in, I have to leave that and attend to the customer. When I come back, my concentration has not diverted. I went from one state to totally a different state. When I come back and ask the person what I was talking as a matter of test, sometimes the person does not know what I was talking. Then I have to remind that before I left, was talking that. This is a state of alertness. Alertness in thinking, in doing something. Doing something is also a part of thinking. The customer asks a particular product, where he will have it, or he asks for a particular recipe or something. So you can have, once there is a clarity, there is meditativeness, You can attend to several things simultaneously without creating an overlapping. It is like this: if you are playing a radio station or a television station and there is an overlapping, and you can have, you will not be able to understand. There is a good example of overlapping of the two radio stations simultaneously. On one radio station, a person was showing the how to walk with the eyes, the eye movement yoga exercise. And on another channel, the person was telling how to make a pickle of red whole chilies green. So here this goes on. In order to relax your eyes, wash your eyes and make a slit in them. Wipe them first in the next channel, because pepper has to be, chilies have to be washed. After washing, wipe them and make a slit in the middle. Slit in the middle. Open your eyes wide and keep on looking. Then, as you open, fill the spice blend into the pepper in there. So two things are overlapping. This is the state of the mind, and this is a state of confusion. The person is saying, keep your eyes washed with the trifla or any other mixture and keep on blinking, wipe them and open them wide. And this, now with the pepper a pickle, you wash the chilies before, you wipe it to dry all the moisture. Then in order to fill the mixture in it, you have to make a split, and as you make the split, you open the two ends wide, and then you take with the spoon, fill that mixture in it. So this is the nature that overlapping takes place. You cannot focus. So the third state of meditation means your mind is as silent as in deep sleep, because during the state of deep sleep there are no thoughts. That's why even you get up in the night, even if you had a very short sleep but deep sleep, and it is said during the state of deep sleep, for 1 or 2, maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes, one disappears and does not know what happens. And that time is the most relaxing period. And it does happen. Everybody has to recognize and find out what is the time when the sleep at that time is the deepest and he feels relaxed. You are waking whole night, almost up to 3 or 4 o'clock. Then you have gone to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you are fresh. So the mind is as silent, as relaxed as in deep sleep. And at the same time, as alert, as aware, as in the process of thinking. So because thinking requires, I am speaking on a particular topic. So is there wavering? Now, before this talk started, I spoke on the middle and the later years of Krishnamurti from 1930 onwards. Between 1940 and 44, what he did, and during the time when the Second World War took place, he completely stopped public lecturing and talks. So it was a matter of that too. Now it is a totally a different subject. What are three different types of gazing? Gazing at the open, clear sky, gazing at any object, your own eyes, or a candle, or a strobe light, or the photograph of an enlightened one, or any the goddess or anything of your choice. And the third is gazing in the darkness of the night. So what is happening when you are gazing? And the one is the when the eye gazing and your eyes become stony like that of a dead man. So the eyes are still, but the consciousness is not available there because the man is dead. So this is not the thing that is needed here. This is the first difficulty. And the second difficulty comes in, which I just mentioned. And when you cross over these two difficulties, the first difficulty was your mind will be moving. There will be no meeting between the eyes and the mind. This is the first difficulty. And if you get over it, then the second difficulty comes in. And that will be gazing with no movement. You are gazing, but there is no movement of the thoughts. The mind is not moving. So that is a state of sleep. You have fallen into a sleep. But there is another state which is beyond the two, which is the mind, which is the meditation. Meditation is that state when your mind is as silent, as relaxed, as in a state of deep sleep. At the same time, it is as alert and as aware as it is in the process in thinking. Both these must be present. You must be relaxed and must be aware whatsoever you are thinking. So when I am speaking, at times you will experience this state that you are so relaxed when if it is a subject of something that is very close to your heart, you are speaking about that. At that moment you will realize you are very relaxed. At the same time you are very alert. If you are a musician, you will realize in a state of deep music that can become your meditation. You are very relaxed, and at the same time you are aware of the notes that you are playing. You are aware the harmony between the vocals and the instrumental sound. If you are a chef, you are explaining to someone about the cooking, you are very relaxed. Only then you will be able to focus. You are attentive, and at the same time you are alert and aware what is the next step that you have to do. What next ingredient has to be added on? What is the texture that you need? A musician will know where the modulation of the has to be, where the more bass has to be given, where less bass is to be given, where some other movement is to be given. So it's totally alert and aware. But this alert and awareness cannot happen if the one is not totally relaxed. If you are not relaxed, you will not be able to mention in the process of cooking what is the next step. You do not. This is the way that you do not have to go into the recipe books when you are creating a particular dish, and then you can do it that way. Now, give you a simple example. You are the other day, what to cook, what to eat. I am going to make a grilled samosa cheeseburger. Grilled samosa cheeseburger. When I posted the picture, my daughter asked, how did you make it? Did you use the filling of samosa? I said, no. You have a fried samosa, you press it to form like a patty, burger patty, then you follow the normal process of the burger, and if you have the grill, if you have the other which has designs, then in burger you use this sauce of your choice, you use tomatoes, onions, lettuce, other seasoning, and put the pressed burger patty, and you make the burger sandwich. Yeah, a grilled cheese samosa sandwich. Another thing, another dish, very important. You want to create something. You want to make a sweet dish, you don't have anything there. All you have biscuits. Biscuits. How can you make something out of biscuits? Biscuits we just eat just so. Now do something. The mind is relaxed. It's relaxed as if in deep sleep. At the same time it is alert and awake. Knowing the different process, you are going to make a barfi out of biscuits. Barfi out of biscuits? Yes, sir. You take the biscuits. In your country you may be having, because you are making a barfi which is sweetened dish. So you need the biscuits that are sweet, not salty. You deep fry them. Deep fry the biscuits, set it aside. You can put it over the ice, or you can put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, so they will freeze. Now you blend them to make a coarse or fine powder. To that you can add almonds and cashew nuts. The mixture is ready. Now you make a small quantity of sugar syrup, because you need some sweetness, and if you add the condensed milk directly it will burn. So you are creating a small quantity of sugar syrup, and in this sugar syrup you put the cardamom or whatsoever is to be added on. To that you add condensed milk. So if you add the regular milk, so it's better to add the condensed milk, and if it needed a certain amount of milk, you can add the milk, and you are mixing it to form a paste, a kind of a semi-liquid. And when it is cooked, and as a chef you will know at what stage it will settle, and to that you add the biscuit mixture, biscuit, almond and cashew nut mixture. Mix it continuously. Because of the deep fried into the oil, so you don't need to add ghee or any butter or anything, and continue to fry it until it starts leaving the pan. When it starts leaving the pan, place the mixture into a greased dish where you are going to settle it. Or if you are forming the round laddus, that is the word it's used, round like the size of a tennis ball, and so any shape that you want, you can cut it into diamond, you can cut it into squares, you can cut it into triangles, and you can top it up with the different the pistas, shredded almonds, cashew nuts pieces, and your tasty, expensive sweet is prepared out of that. How could it be possible unless you are relaxed and you know how to bring the process? That's why I said, depending on your interest in a particular field, You can use that process of cooking as a process for transformation. You can use the music as a process of transformation for yourself, because music is something the soul speaks, soul sings, and soul hears. Music overflows from deepest core of your being. When you are totally relaxed and totally aware, is it not a state of meditation? And have you not realized that in a state of, when you are creating a music, you are very much aware whether all the musical instruments are playing in harmony with one another, or any instrument, whether it is microphone, is zaring or creating a kind of a fluctuations, or any particular instrument. All the instruments, electric guitar, bass guitar, the flute, clarinet, percussion drums, piano, all are flowing into melody. So they are all tuned into one another. So is it not a state of meditation? You are so alert and aware. You are testing the microphone, so you know whether its bass has to increase, or echo has to be brought down, or you have to raise the percussion instrument a little bit because its voice is hiding, going down, or a particular instrument is at a high pitch, so you have to bring it down. And that is what the vocalist tests that. So musicians create a balance between their instruments first. When the vocalist comes, he tests and everything is in harmony. It is a state of alert and awareness. And at the same time, you are relaxed like a deep sleep. And you want to know how to meditate. You want to cook. You are creating a new dish. You are creating a fusion dish. You are using the different ingredients which are conflicting. And through that conflicting, the ingredients, you are trying to create a dish. Samosa is eaten by itself, bread is eaten by itself, cheese, tomatoes, but how to blend it and to what texture, and how, if you are able to create a dish that way, it will be this grilled cheese, grilled samosa cheese toast. I had used the toast and make it and try it and taste it yourself. You can use any ingredients. You can use any sauce. You can use a pizza sauce. You can use a Szechuan sauce. You can make your own sauce using the tomato ketchup, the Italian seasonings, oregano, pizza seasoning, pepper sauce, or you can use any other seasoning once you know how to blend it. So any art, whatsoever you are doing, it can lead you to the state of meditation. Once you are relaxed and alert and aware, in kitchen, when you are creating something, are you not relaxed? Are you not alert and aware? When you are creating music or when you are writing something, and when you start writing, the thoughts starts flowing like in a harmonious manner. Is it not a state of total relaxation and total alertness and awareness? And you want to know how to meditate. isn't it? It's strange. You must be alert, completely alert, and as silent as if in deep sleep. So the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, I can say, quote you Patanjali Yoga Sutra, tell you the Sanskrit sutras. Will that be of any use to you? Patanjali's Yoga Sutra says meditation is a sort of deep sleep with only one difference. You are deep sleep, at the same time you are alert. That's why I said a master, an awakened one a yogi does not sleep. Patanjali equates sushupti, the state of deep sleep, and samadhi as same. You can attain to that state through the act of love making. You are totally relaxed, only then you can enter. And if to that you add the dimension of alertness and awakening, alertness and awareness, it will transform your sex act in an act of meditation. I can go on giving you the examples. You can mention it to me, any act, and I'll tell you, once you have these two things, a state of total relaxation, relaxation like a deep sleep, and alertness and awareness, alert and aware and awake, then that act becomes meditation for you. If the life does not become a meditation, you have not learned to live. You may criticize that I am talking only about sex or cooking or music. I am speaking to different field. Sex is something that everybody engages in, irrespective of who you are. Cooking is not something that ordinary cooking everybody does, but does not make cooking a meditation. There are chefs who are in a state of deep relaxation and total alertness. They are in a state of meditation. The musicians, when they are performing on the stage, or they are creating a song or something, or playing an instrument, they have to know that all the instruments are tuned in. And so any act, once these two basic ingredients, relaxation as in deep sleep and alert and awareness as in thinking. When you are cooking anything, or you are taking a cooking class or a class in music, are you not alert in your thinking and explaining? Or your students feel confused that you do not know what you are talking about? One moment you say this thing and you suddenly jump and say something else. No, there is total state of alertness and awareness. In the beginning, it may happen through staring, you may fall asleep. So if you become capable of bringing your mind to your focus, and the mind is not moving, then remain alert. Do not fall asleep, because if sleep comes, you have fallen into a state of abyss. Although it will relax you, but it will not so take you to the state of meditation. The mother wants to put the child to sleep, so she creates boredom. She sings a lullaby. What is a lullaby? One particular word, and keeps on saying the same thing over and over again. And that creates a boredom, and you fall into an abyss just between these two states of abyss. 2 moments of sleep. Constant thinking and sleep together. You are relaxed because for that you have to be in a state of deep sleep and you have to be alert. So that's why it seems difficult. But through a particular act that you are doing, you can attain to this. And in that narrow bridge between the 2 abyss and constant thinking and deep sleep is the state of meditation. When you are cooking or taking a cooking class, have you noticed that you are totally relaxed and at the same time you are totally alert, focused, aware? Is it not the state when you are taking your music class? Is it not that state that sometimes you have experienced in a state of deep love making? And you want to know how to meditate? Just the balance between the state of deep relaxation as if in deep sleep and deep alertness and awareness focused as if when you are speaking. So you do not want to, you are speaking on a subject. And what I am speaking, there is no script at times. So I am bringing all that I have known, and in the state of total relaxation and awareness, the words flow, the message flows. That is how the message of the awakened one flows, and it creates a magical effect on the, and this magical effect is capable of creating transformation. It is not only magical, but it is transformational as well. So such a person does not need to say that I am a great musician. You may say that you are a great musician, I am a great cook. No. When you are cooking something and I observe you cooking or observing you playing the music or listening to the final product, I will know if it had come out of deep meditation or not. The final product. So enough for now. Take care and do have a pleasant day.